What's up, y'all? Coach B here, Iron Faith Fitness. Before I dive into today's topic, if you guys could do me a big favor here, if you could give us a like on Facebook, the Iron Shop Greenville, I would greatly appreciate that, and give us a follow on Instagram. I'll throw the link below in the comment section. Okay, today's topic, intermittent fasting. So this gets brought up quite a bit in the fitness industry. It comes and goes, and I get a lot of questions about it. I'm going to give you guys my opinion, then I'm going to tell you exactly how it works, and it's going to be short, sweet, and simple, straight to the point. Okay, intermittent fasting. Basically, my definition of intermittent fasting, you're just restricting your eating periods. Some common approaches here, some people will fast up until around noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then they'll eat up around till 8 p.m. Another approach, some people will fast up until 6 p.m., then feed up until around 8. I think that approach is stupid because it sets people up for eating disorders. And another one here, some people will fast for a whole day, then eat the next. Again, I don't really agree with that approach either. Okay, so some people are convinced that intermittent fasting is an all ends type of thing, and it's like the next thing to Jesus, which is the answer to all of our problems, and I don't agree with that at all. So here are some common misconceptions about intermittent fasting when compared to other forms of dieting. Better fat loss, less muscle loss, improved cardiovascular health, better glucose control, decreased cancer risk, increased lifespan, less hunger effects. Okay. Alright. So I believe that all of those are in respect due to caloric restriction, which you can get from any other form of dieting. And a lot of like the short-term studies that we have on intermittent fasting, a lot of the claims made are acute, or again, they're in respect due to caloric restriction. Now that we have long-term studies, I actually looked at one myself. So it was a year-long study. You had two groups of 50 people each, very broad range of people, all average. They weren't like athletes or bodybuilders, anything like that. Both groups were eating in a caloric deficit of 400 to 600 calories. Then they ate at maintenance for another 6 months. One group was doing intermittent fasting. The other was doing a regular form of dieting. I think eating 5 or 6 times a day, I believe. And the results, so similar health markers, similar weight loss. Okay, so as far as I'm convinced right now, intermittent fasting is not magic. So here's a question here. How are people losing so much weight on intermittent fasting? Just like every other form of dieting, a caloric deficit. That's how you lose weight, a caloric deficit. See? As far as I'm convinced, and just based off of the research we have, there is nothing that suggests that intermittent fasting is superior in any form or fashion when compared to any other form of dieting. Okay? Cool. So, if you're at risk for an eating disorder, or if you have a history of purging or binging, anything along those lines, I would not recommend intermittent fasting. And the only form of intermittent fasting that I would recommend is more so the 12 to 8 approach. Because like I said, I think the other ones, they look like eating disorders, and they have set people up for eating disorders. And also, you can build muscle off of intermittent fasting. Most certainly you can. However, I don't find it optimal. Reason being, research does show that protein is betterly absorbed when spaced throughout the day frequently, rather than doing less frequently in bigger meals. So, that's my opinion on intermittent fasting, and that's how intermittent fasting works. Again, it's a caloric restriction. It's a caloric deficit. That's how you lose weight, just like every other diet. Yeah, again, it's not magic. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Questions, comments, go ahead and throw them below. Thank you again, and God bless.